There is nobody more confident than an internet expert that is wrong. All right, so we were tagged in a post on Facebook over 100 times. I'll put a picture of what the post was about. And in the comments section, there was hundreds and hundreds of people arguing about pulleys and how they're all redirects and none of them, provide mechanical advantage. We tried to educate some people and they were extremely hateful. So we took the photo, we modified the photo so you can see both sides. The vehicle being recovered and the anchor point. We can change the anchor point from trees to vehicles, so on and so forth. The pulley is always seeing a redirect and an advantage of some point. An increase or decrease depending on the angle. So Kyle here is saying if you go from the Jeep to a tree back to the Jeep, it's only a 2-to-1 if whatever the snatch block is hooked to is moving and the Jeep does not move, and it is not a 2-to-1 if the Jeep itself is the one moving. It is also no different than if I hung myself off the end of the rope going up through a pulley and then I lift myself. I have to lift my entire weight, so it's a 1-to-1 pull. So here's a Crosby card. This is similar to a picture that we normally would get sent when somebody tells us you have no mechanical advantage. To lift 1,000 pounds, the other leg of the rope needs to pull down 1,000 pounds. But if you look right here, it shows 2,000 pounds on the block. Now we're going to hook this winch, the Warren pulls all wireless winch. I'm going to hook it to my harness and winch myself up with this guy.
About 252.
And this one. So you see a 1-to-1, no mechanical advantage. This is simulating this part of the diagram. Alright, so for the next test we're going to be using this ISC pulley block. It's made for tree work. Really good block if you're interested in it. We're going to go up around the pulley block back to myself and then around the pulley block back to this tractor. If you listen to the internet experts, both of those is going to be a redirect with no mechanical advantage found. Alright, so we're going to do a redirect first. So this should have my weight on it. That should have double my weight on it. But if you ask the internet experts, that'll have just my weight. This will have my weight, and this will have my weight. No mechanical advantage found.
I'm letting it settle. Is that 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 210 then.
Now I should be at 440.
450, 460.
Alright, so this is a great demonstration of what I do with the Jeep all the time. Me, I can only weigh so much. So if I can run it back to a dead man, another tree, or another vehicle, you can see I can get much higher than my weight at the stuck vehicle. So this is a good example of this part of the diagram. Each leg is seeing 1-to-1 pull, but the pulley block is seeing double. Alright, so now this will resemble a 2-to-1, to a tree, back to the Jeep. So the winch is hooked directly to the harness, the second line is the scale to the harness. So this scale should only read half of what that scale up there says.
So you have 112 and 252.
Yep. This is an example of a regular 2-to-1 from the Jeep to an anchor back to the Jeep. Alright, so now we have the redirect set up here. So one tied to one vehicle, one tied to me. You see double the weight up there according to this scale.
So this one is 220 and this one is 458.
Now, what happens if I'm the winch and I start pulling myself?
So you have 100 on you and 254.
So as you can see, there is mechanical advantage at the pulley block and the Jeep if there's two lines running to it. Just so you know, every time you use a pulley block, it's a redirect. Every single time. It is 100% a redirect. It's the purpose of the pulley block. Unless you're running 180 degrees where it just runs straight through and doesn't touch the pulley. That's, you know, that one wouldn't count. But from 179 degrees all the way back to a 2-to-1, it is a redirect. It's redirecting the rope, you know, to a different position. So these internet experts that keep saying it's a redirect, there's no mechanical advantage. Here's the numbers. You guys be the judge yourself.